welcome. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. To my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing Argentina. The reason why we're talking about it is, for a very long time you've been hearing these things and people talking, even you guys are talking about it, where Donald Trump plans to possibly escape to a foreign country. Well, somebody brought up a really good point. If everything's being followed from the American perspective about everything that they're doing, and they're acting like Nazis, wouldn't they escape to the same place where they supposedly rumor where Nazis escaped to? Argentina was one of those countries where a lot of Nazi memorabilia, a lot of Nazi generals escaped to as we got closer toward the end of World War II. The question that I asked is the same thing happening now? I mean, if you guys all have heard, I think Donald Trump provided Argentina with $40 billion. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at Argentina. Are we wrong? Maybe Donald Trump isn't going to the east. Maybe he's going south. And I think that's something that we need to consider. But also remember too, supposedly Hitler and all the Nazis, they escaped to Argentina. But they went across the sea. Donald Trump will only be able to cross the sea if he goes from the Pacific all the way around to Argentina. Because if he goes straight down and into the waters or the territory of Venezuela, then they will do whatever they can to take him out. So if he was to pursue the route, he has to pursue the route from the Pacific coast, not from the East Coast. But anyway, let's go ahead, let's begin. But before we do, this video is just for entertainment, for educational purposes only. Well, this video is being recorded on Monday, October the 27th at 12:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as of when I'm recording this specific video. If you want to help out this channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hit the bell icon, engage with the content, sharing this video. Others really help boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. And if you want to stay in the loop and be notified when I do post and upload, go into the comment section below or the description below my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, so you can stay in the loop and be notified by me when I do post and upload next. Alright guys, let's go ahead, let's begin. Ironically, as I started to sit down today, I was putting some cards away, and I was putting on this mic, and accidentally tried to plug the mic into the tarot deck. I guess you could say I really was trying to speak to it directly. But anyway, let's go ahead, let's begin. Okay, so Suspicion Angels tell me about Nazis fleeing to Argentina. Can you tell us the intention here of the Trump administration providing $40 billion to Argentina? Is this an escape plan? Is this what this $40 million deal was? Okay, I see. All right. Where's our Illuminati tarot deck? By the way, I read with actual game cards because I'm just that way. I'm just that individual who can read with cards. I can even read with Uno cards, and I've done that many times in this YouTube channel. If you're new here, but if you've been with me for a while, you already know that I read with Uno cards all the time. Oh, the cards fell. Let's see. So the two cards that fell on the floor, let me read them to you. The first card that comes down up is Feminist, Control, to set things on fire, and Fraternal Order, Conservative. So to set things on fire for the liberal by creating an order. Okay. And what are the other cards saying here? We have the anti-nuclear activist. Okay. We have here fast food chain, straight, it's reverse. So this is healthy. What are they doing here? We have deep agent, somebody who's very deep behind the scenes, right? Deep agent. Followed by the reverse, Senate investigating committee. So they are trying to avoid an investigation. And by doing so, they're trying to appear themselves as healthy. So it feels like if they were to escape to Argentina, their intention is to become healthier. So I feel like these are going to be for people who are on the unhealthy side, whether that is physically or is that like, mentally. It could easily even be something that foretells us exactly what's happening. So what I mean is, just God forbid, Donald Trump is really sick, right? They don't tell anybody. But also Donald Trump is very heavy. that could also be a form of trying to become healthier. But I'm not saying Argentina is providing that, but if they're trying to hide from the public, well, the first thing you want to do is change your appearance. And, working out and becoming healthy will be one of those ways. Anyway, Spirit Angels tell me about the United States investing $40 million into Argentina. Does it have any correlation to what the Nazis did, supposedly, when they escaped to Argentina, when they found Nazi memorabilia in Argentina? Can you tell us a little bit about this? Tell us a little bit about this, Spirit. Now remember, Nazis also came to the United States. They just didn't tell you that part. They said they escaped to Argentina, but a lot of Nazis actually came to the United States. And we'll talk about that in another video. But okay, Spirit Angels, tell me about Argentina. What is something that the Argentinian people know or are aware of, or the government is aware of? What deal did Donald Trump make? With the $40 million deal, is this an escape plan by any plausibility? Show me the Nazi Argentina card if this is true. Do not show it to me if it's not true. Okay, so a card flipped. Okay, so these are what it's telling us here. We have here bribery. So we obviously know this is a bribe. Like, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. And here we have is a Bermuda Triangle in reverse. Bermuda Triangle in reverse represents a conspiracy, right? That's what it represents, a conspiracy, an idea, a concept. You are aware of it, you just don't know how to prove it. On top of the Magician card here, we have tabloids, lovers, intentions. So people who think the same who align themselves together. So it's like a cult. It's like a group of people who are in the same thing. So for example, if they're all pedophile, they're all going to be together as pedophilias, or people who embrace that, or people who embrace that. They're going to be surrounding themselves with people who are just like them. We have the health food stores in return. Very interesting, considering the fact that we had a healthy card in the first one, but this is also a liberal card and it's also reversed, which tells us something interesting is unhealthy with the relationship with progressive values, or values on helping humanity in its entirety. We have here the Men in Black. The Men in Black, was it like the FBI, the CIA? They're actively involved in this, but it's also specifically telling me the CIA. For some reason, there's some sort of involvement here. And we're asking the question is this a possible escape plan? And the Magician card is saying, yeah, it's being concocted, it's been proposed, it's been initiated, and the Pentagon is also here, the military. The idea is to blow things up and then to escape when things get bad. Because remember, these are criminals, right? These are masterminds, these are criminals. They're weird criminals. But nonetheless, they all surround themselves with people who are just like them in their own group, in their own subcategory. We have here the Ten of Wands. The first card that comes in is the Fraternal Order. Again, it's to create the order. But they're having a little bit of a struggle here. So this is the what-if scenario. So Argentina is that what-if, but what happens if you're unable to create the order? What do we do then? That's what this is about. We have here more minority. You all know not a lot of people around the world act like fascism. They don't embrace fascism. But here it is, the more minority. They want to be able to rule. We have here as well, we have copy shopped, peaceful, but this is not copy. Right? This is an exact replica and a replication of what happened in the past. We have Republicans. I don't think I really need to say anything about this, but I think you probably get the point by now. We have here congressional wives, right? We're talking about people who go up against their wives, who do things that isn't really within the sanctity of marriage, or those who really obey or respect their marriage to their partner. It's more of like a transactional marriage rather than one of love and humility and empathy. We have here as well, we have the CIA, government and violence. Again, the CIA comes in as well. We also have here Hollywood, puppet, master. These are not puppets. These are the masses. These are the people who are behind the scenes making things work in a very specific order. That's why the CIA comes in. The CIA is the one doing the work. They're the ones planning this all out. We have here the international cocaine smugglers. Interesting, because it's talked about here the drug relations and how this is related to the whole story. As you all may have known or oblivion to the news, I don't really know how you listen to the news, or if you do. But if you haven't heard, or maybe the news is just not telling the truth, we don't know. But here's what we do now. The international cocaine smuggler is indicating, from Venezuela, is indicating the um, the plan to initiate something by blaming a nation for drug abuse or drug crime or anything like that. But that's not really a nation's issue. It's a national issue, but it's also international as well. But they're making it a national issue by targeting and saying, oh, we got to go in with our military to protect the American people because there's cartels running the government, when that's really not true. We have the nuclear power companies. It's also reversed. Conservative card again. It's reversed. Why doesn't reverse? Because remember earlier before when we were talking about it, it said it was anti-nuclear activists or whatnot, something like that. This is reversed. This is saying nuclear energy. Energy is created by nuclear atoms and stuff like that. This is reversed because it talks about an explosion, something big exploding. The natural way of doing things is exploding. And here you have is criminal, the mafia. If you ever notice already, if you've seen all the cards and you kind of see the inconsistencies here, we have what's it called? We have governmental agencies. We have consistently unhealthy to healthy. So we have healthy cards. They're saying that there's something with health or trying to maintain someone's longevity. Then you have the government institutions or agencies. You have governmental buildings. You have nuclear activities or resistant to nuclear activity. Then you have an order trying to create a dynasty and being rejected by this dynasty by quote unquote making a plan for the what if scenario. That's what these two cards are symbolizing. Now let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. What's the bottom deck here? We have UFOs, right? UFOs is a little bit reversed because remember, if you guys know about November apparently there's supposed to be an alien spaceship supposedly arriving to the U.S. Well, excuse me, not the U.S. The Earth's atmosphere. It's called Atlas something. This is UFO because there's something on that ship that they're aware of. Something that could take them out. The Bavarian Illuminati. Something that could take out the Order. It's on that ship. If it is a ship at all. But something could take them out. On the top of deck here, we have Whispering Campaign. So the Argentinians, because the Argentina with the Nazis did not come up in the deck, at least not yet, it tells me something very interesting. Because this is cycle games reverse. This means that the cycle is not repeating, but it has formalities, it has similarities to the past, but it's not exact replication. That is because when the Nazis went to Argentina, they didn't announce to the public that they went to Argentina. Right? They didn't make it obvious that they were doing anything with Argentina. The Republicans are. The Trump administration is. So there's a big difference. And also, we have here cocaine drug smugglers. They're going to justify action by sending things into countries by saying that they're full of and overrun by cartels. Right? He's going to use drugs as a form of initiating that. Because the card that comes here is the Magician. The Magician card is a proposal, a plan, an idea, a concept. This is somebody who's in control. This is manifestation. So instead of asking the question, are they going to escape to Argentina? The question that now becomes is, what do they do that forces them to escape to Argentina? That's the question that we really should be looking at. Will they escape to? This shouldn't be the question. The question should now be is, what did they do that forces them to run to Argentina? Because here we have the 10 of wands here, the struggle, the ability to push forward. So this is an idea, this is a plan. So this is the creation of something, the manifestation. This is the 10 of wands here, which symbolizes the what if scenario if we cannot get to this point, followed by the 5 of cups, and 3 cups fall down, but 2 cups are still remaining, but the person is away from them, not looking at them. This is conspiracy. This is the idea of bribery, to use money as a form of trying to get through or trying to find a hiding spot. And then here you have the 2 final cards represent the Empress, which means the woman, the female, the empathy. This is the United States. This is also liberty and freedom for not only for the U.S., but also for other nations around the world. Followed by the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is memorabilia, trying to make your mark in all other places. So what does this mean? It means that what happened in Argentina is similar to what the Nazis did, with the exception of the Trump administration providing the Argentinians with certain things that they need. But this is simply saying here, the Empress followed by the Nine of Cups is saying that Donald Trump wants to make a lasting impact not only on the U.S. but also on other nations as well. He wants to be in their historical book. He wants to be known historically. He wants to be known around the globe. And whether that's for good or bad, he wants to be known, and he will do whatever he takes to do that. Because the Empress card is symbolizing freedom, the freedom of nation, the freedom of individuality, the freedom of, leadership. The Nine of Cups here is talking about memorabilia. It's talking about here remembering the past, remembering us at this moment. This is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is simply saying making your mark and having achievement. Whether they're good or bad doesn't matter. To him, achievement is achievement, regardless of how it's been executed, regardless of what kind of effect it has. Because as long as his name is in the book, it doesn't matter what happens elsewise. Because the Nine of Cups just simply symbolizes that. Also could symbolize as well the transferring of artwork or thing that the Trump administration really highly values, and transferring them to other nations in order to keep that story going, to keep that mythical or the mystery of what really happened, to talk about it. Like, how people talk about the Nazis in Argentina, it's a mystery. People still talk about it to this very day. They want the same side effect. They want to have that same effect. Now, here's the thing that makes it a little bit different than the Nazis. Trump administration, as you all know, do not give a crap about artwork. The Nazis did. That makes them very different from the Nazis. Although they have similar ideology, the values of what they seem important is drastically different. The question that we have to ask ourselves is that, okay, if the Nazis highly valued artwork and they stole artwork, what did the Trump administration, being a pro-Nazi regime, what did they value? What did they see as highly valuable? That's the question that we're going to really need to ask. Is it children this time? Are children seem more highly valuable? At this point in time, I wouldn't say no. I would say that it's very likely. I mean, they have access to children all the time. And you probably ask them, well, Chris, how is that possible? Well, prison camp, don't you think? I mean, all they have to do is get rid of the parents, and now they have a child waiting, an orphan. They don't know what's going on. They will take easily advantage of that. That could be a highly valuable item. Remember, in this black market, things that are more highly valuable, more than artwork, are children. I hate to say it, but it is true. And I think that's the hardest part for a lot of people to swallow, is that, people, for a while, even people who I met in real life, and they were like, Chris, what are you talking about? Because I told them about concentration camps a long, long time ago, years ago. And they were like, Chris, that would never happen here. And I was like, yeah, you think so, but like, all you really need to do in order to have somebody do this successfully is somebody who's a pro at this. There's nobody a better pro at the transferring of people sneakily, and kidnapping people and stuff like that. The only person who's really good at that is a criminal, and specifically a pedophile. They will be great at kidnapping people out of the country, and is actually involved in what do you call it, sex trading networks. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. If you really want somebody who's really able to get rid of people out of the country, you need somebody who knows exactly what they're doing. I hate to say it, but the Trump administration knows exactly what they're doing. Again, this video is just for entertainment, for educational purposes only as well. But let me know in the comment section below with coded keywords what you think of today's video, and what do you think the Nazi American regime believes is going on. What do you think they highly value? What do you think they're doing with Argentina? We'll talk about this in another video. We'll emphasize this. So this is a part 1 video of a part 2 series. But I'm really curious to see what you think. A little bit different of a spin than what you originally thought. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to love, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you, and another video coming out later tonight. Alright, bye.